Hello everyone, Pallytime here, and in today's video I'm going to be in Port Sion. And the reason I'm making this video is I wanted to show you what Port Sion is, because I have not done that. It is the biggest warfront in Rift as of right now, 20 players versus 20 players, and it is a PvP and PvE warfront, meaning that there are NPCs here to kill you, there are quests that need to be completed, and the real goal is to run shards from the church, which is located at the top, or from the southern area here, and pick up those shards and run them back to your commander. And you get 30 points or something, I think, every time you do that. But apart from showing you the Battle of Sion, I'm going to show you my new build that I made, that I'm in love with. It is 32 Champion, 34 Void Knight. I could switch those points around a little, probably. But essentially, Champion, you've seen it in my videos before, very aggressive playstyle, two-hand, running in, beating the crap out of everything. You get an AoE stun. In this build specifically, you get an AoE stun, you get a charge that stuns someone, you get a Mortal Strike, you get a chance to break out of basically rooting effects and stuns, you get a 100% chance to critical strike every 30 seconds, and a AoE stun every minute. Now, you've seen that before in my videos, but what you haven't seen is the Void Knight. The Void Knight is all about killing mages and clerics, anything with mana, and you could really just, you could drain them so fast. Essentially, my goal with this build is to run in and just try to focus the healers or the mages and just take their mana down to the point where they can't do anything. They're just standing there and they become useless. So I also have a few utility abilities, one being Rift Summon, which allows me to, if you're familiar with Death Knights in World of Warcraft, it's basically a Death Grip, but they instantly appear at my feet. And I can essentially pull someone out of a large group, because what really happens in this battleground or in this warfront is people group up a lot. You get these really big fights. Perfect example right here, except my team's already pretty much over there. I'm going to go in with an AoE Fear now, try to pull this guy off the flag. Never mind, he's just backing up on his own. Let's go in here, and I have an AoE ability that just drains mana from everyone around me. So there's a bunch of mages in this group, so every time I'm getting healed for 19, that's because I'm draining someone's mana. If you look at this person in front of me, he is now empty. That's a rogue, just tabbing through targets, trying to find anyone that has a blue bar. There's someone, totally can't find my target. Oh, he's way over here. So let's start working on his mana bar. If you look down at the bottom right, you can see it start to slowly go down. You can see he is also casting spells, which helps. But I'm now stunned. And I'm putting spells on him that lower his cast time and everything like that. Although the Defiant have taken the bridge, that's always bad. The bridge is the closest spawn point. That guy's mana is drained from my AoE, and I'm still working on draining this guy's. I have abilities that just drain. There you saw 400 from Soul Purge, and it looks like I'm going to go down now. I have a heal that I can do with my packs, but it's not going to be enough. I'm getting focused. Try to retreat, use a line of sight. Actually, it was enough. Sweet. Kill off this Defiant NPC. For every NPC that you kill, your team gets 1 point. And they have bridge now, yes, but we still have 84 points. That's probably because we were running shards. And now the Guardians have taken control of the bridge. I'm going to go in and focus down this cleric, AoE Fear, to get some attention off of me and start to just burn his mana down. Casting, again, abilities that slow his casting, and abilities that just outright drain his mana. Got feared. Looks like I'm getting focused now by a few different classes. I'm going to try to retreat, but it looks like my exit is compromised and I die. So not only is Void Knight good because it does have so many effects to mess with mages and clerics, it's also good because when you gain packs, which are the main... Okay, I'm going to pull this cleric from the back. When you gain packs, of course he had a knockback, so I'm going to charge in. Let me finish this sentence, cleric. When I gain packs, what happens is it increases my strength, and it increases, I believe, my armor. I want to say armor. Yes, it increases my armor. So not only when I'm fighting do I get stronger, but I also hit harder and take less damage, which is great. Here's another magic user. I'm going to interrupt that cast. I have 2 interrupts between the champion and the Void Knight tree. And my AoE is ready again. My AoE that would drain mana from all of these players, but I don't think I'm going to use it just because I only see 2 casters here, and I've pretty much taken all of the mana out of this cleric here, so he is now more or less useless, and I can change targets. I would describe this build as a support character. I'm not going to be the one going and doing the most damage in most cases, and it looks like I'm going to die here shortly. I already used my ability to change packs into health, so at this point I have to pretty much just run away and hope someone heals me, which didn't happen. We control bridge now, which means we spawn in the middle. But I would describe this build as a support build. You go in, you can pull people to you, so if you're in a large group, you can pull someone in and your team can focus them down very quickly rather than trying to hit someone that's just out of range or is bobbing in and out of range. And also, the ability to take away a healer's power in these large fights is very, very key. We've won a lot of battles just because I got behind the melee. I ran behind the melee where they didn't notice me, and I was able to just go in and AoE and just take all of the mana away from the mages and the healers, and then my team was able to push up no problem. Like, you really get some very beneficial effects in these large-scale battles. See this person running away from me right now? I just tried to use it as a defensive cooldown. That player on my team is running a shard. And this guy is immune to snares right now, so probably not the best example. I don't know what class has that, honestly. I'm not too familiar with rogues in general, but what I was trying to do there was use my Rift Summon to bring that player back to me, the Defiant player back to me, so I could buy my Guardian ally more time when he's running that shard. And again, the shards are pretty much the key to winning this battleground. You can either basically complete quests and run shards, or go kill the commander. And this is probably my most played Warfront, and I've never actually seen anyone go kill the commander. So let's keep an eye on this Cleric's mana bar. Casted 2 abilities. One was to just... okay, she's just gonna die. One was to drain her mana, and one was just to slow her casting. I do that every time I fight a mage. Every time it's off cooldown, honestly. Gonna drain her mana now. And every time I do that, I take 500 away. And then I basically have 2 finishing abilities, or 2 finishing macros. One that does melee damage, that's when I'm fighting anyone that's not a caster. And then the second one does damage directly to mana. There you go, 400 from that. And I just really like this build. Really like this build. So I'm not going to be able to show this whole game, because it's pretty... the Battle of Port Sion can take a pretty damn long time in some cases, but I'll try to show as much as I can and just show off why I like this build. And again, I don't want to take any credit away from the person who originally did this, but this spec, I made it all up on my own. I made all of my macros. I never really read into this build. It just hit me one day that it would be a cool idea to try out. Specifically because as a champion Paragon, I was having a lot of trouble with casters. And a lot of trouble with casters. It was a very aggressive playstyle, champion Paragon. Oh, here's a perfect example. All the mages have clumped up, so I'm just going to go in, start draining mana from everyone. I have a silence that is channelable, so while he's casting, or while I'm casting that, he can't cast, and I'm just draining his mana the whole time. I'm going to charge in, keep pressure on these clerics. I'm going to pull that guy back. He was trying to retreat. Great. Oh, that was a perfect example of how my build can be very useful, even though we vastly outnumbered them in that circumstance. Here they go trying to take bridge again. My AoE is still on cooldown, so I'm going to try to use my AoEs and my cleaves as best as I can. We have a bard here, and there's a cleric. Unfortunately, okay, he's just going to run away. I'm going to let him. If he's not going to help with this fight, I don't need to chase him down. That's something that a lot of people need to learn. Just because someone's here doesn't mean that they're doing something. If a cleric's going to run away, don't waste your time chasing that cleric. You should focus on defending the bridge, because the bridge is far more important than you getting one more kill. Okay, so he's attacking me from back there. Unfortunately, he was just a little out of range. I wanted to do a little bit of a fuck you, buddy, get over here. But, couldn't quite do that. They're charging church now, which is where the source shards are located. I am not getting any heals, not getting any heals, not getting any heals. So this should be interesting. Now, the important thing to note that this is in patch 1.11, I think. So, the current state of the game is pyromancers are ridiculously overpowered with their grounding circle. Really just to the point where it's stupid. And this is kind of my way of countering that. Now, also, that being said, right now on the PTR patch notes, Void Knights are getting a lot of love. Getting buffed in a lot of areas that they currently are struggling a little bit in, so that's always good. Now see here, this healer is out healing me a little bit. I could start off by purging some of their hots off. This is a warden, I believe. And we're going to slow his casting down and drain a little bit of his mana. And again, we way outnumber that guy, so we should have killed him anyway. But even if we weren't outnumbering him, by the end of that just little few second encounter, I had his mana drained all the way down to nothing. So that healer essentially is useless. And now I do believe wardens have an innervate, I think. So I could have purged that. So right here in this situation, they are again really just trying to take this bridge. I'm going to pull that guy away from the flag just to make sure he can't cap that, and then one-shot him. There's a pyromancer over there doing a lot of damage, so I'm going to run in here. My AoE is still down. I believe it's a 2-minute cooldown. And unfortunately they did take control of the bridge because I was busy fighting this mage. Now I'm going to die here, I think. I am getting a little bit of a heal, but not too much. I used my heal that I have to sacrifice my packs with. And I don't believe I talked about that too much. It's called Fusion of Flesh. And as I'm attacking casters specifically, I gain packs, which are the bread and butter of any Void Knight. And I'm able to sacrifice those packs in order to heal myself for a little bit. It's not very much. It's not like the heal paladins get or anything. But okay, so go in here, mono drain, and he's gonna die anyway. That guy's running away at low health. Let's pull him over here or through the floor, whatever. That was a problem I had a lot with my champion build. When I would charge people, they'd disappear, and it was really irritating. So, I'm going to cut this off here. We're about to win this game, and I don't know how long I've been talking. Really just demolishing them this game. But I just kind of wanted to show off this build. Again, it is a champion Void Knight spec. And I'll have the spec in the video description. And if you want more videos about this build, feel free to ask. I really enjoy playing it. So, thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to run in here in AoE.